Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for joining us today at Walker Farm. And we have some projects to do, but not before we're out here with Cassie's baby, my baby, baby Faith. Right, Cassie?
Yep, in this wide open 30-acre field, she came right up to us wanting loved on, so that's pretty awesome.
So you said that there's a bottle baby that looks about like her coming up in an auction?
Yep. Gary calls it my Super Bowl. Twice a year there's an exotic sale just right down the road. We're so blessed that it's close, and a lot of our friends come in and we have a good time with them. And then I spend every hour that I can at the exotic auction because I love watching everything sell. I love seeing all the animals, kind of seeing what the market is. And there is a bottle baby Jack, I assume about the same age as her, and looks basically just like her. So I'm interested in seeing A, how friendly he is, and B, how much he goes for.
But you're not going to buy him, right?
No, I don't need a bottle baby Jack.
All right, that's good news.
The only thing that's real hard is I haven't showed Gary yet.
Uh-oh.
But they have some bottle babies that look just like Benjamin, but possibly even cuter.
Well, guess what? We have a full herd of sheep now. We need to build more fences before we get more sheep. And
the problem is, too, basketball's starting up and I don't have time for a bottle baby.
And Cassie is planning to keep Faith, right, Cassie?
Yes, I know that you can't breed like in the dog world, too much white on certain breeds can cause problems. Some of you have told me it's the same in the donkey world, but I don't know what your donkey credentials are. So I need to talk to someone that I know, like this weekend, that I know knows what they're talking about. Because
my vet up at Siloam could probably tell us too. They do a lot of horses.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure in the horse world you can breed a paint with a paint, because that's what they are. You're not breeding in that white. It's when you have a dog that like an Australian Shepherd or something, and too much white gets in that, because that's not real natural to be way too much white. That's when you can start having problems. But a white cow with a white cow, when that's what the breed is, is fine. Yeah. So I just need to find out about the donkeys, and I'll find out this weekend, because there's going to be donkey people there. So yeah, we'll find out, because we want to make sure and do the correct thing. Jen's kind of jealous, I think. Sorry, Jen, we'll put it on you too. But Dolly right now does get all the attention, mostly. I'm not Dolly. Faith gets all the attention. I was thinking Dolly, because Dolly usually wants all the attention, but she's going out there eating that grass.
Yeah, they're doing really good on this big pasture, and I've seen Faith zooming around a couple of times, and she also runs up and meets us a lot of times whenever we pull up in the driveway. Yeah,
we've kept Benny away so that he's not trying to be her friend, but he's just really interested in her, because she's not old enough for that. And also, he should have already covered all the other women, so he's been up.
But he does have some friends, so we might run over there and show you who his friends are real quick too.
Find out who your friends are.
Well, he's got friends. He's not real.
Always pops into my head.
He's not real happy with his friends, I'll just say that, but he has them either way. So the donkeys are over here. They saw us walk by the feeder, and we've got some new grain in our feeder, and go ahead and give the donkeys a little bit. We're not going to give them this much. And we're going to give the steers a little bit. So this is just going to be a snack. They'll get their actual food later. Cassie's just going to toss a little bit in there. And as Cassie has told me 100 times, they don't need very much grain, right?
No.
But these guys do need grain, because they are putting on the pounds for freezer camp. Their feeder's right over here if you want to dump it in there.
The donkey gets too much grain and protein. That's how they found her. Even too much green grass. They want trashy hay and trashy grass, and that needs to be their primarily their diet.
Yeah. And these guys, they'll get more grain later, because they have a...
Get that gorilla card out before Fatso breaks it.
Yeah, we'll grab it out of there in a little bit. Or actually, let's go. I can go grab it out right now. We can just walk through here and on around. Oh, I'm sure now those boys want a little bit of grain. Everybody wants a snack now that we're out here, Cassie.
Nosy.
Yeah. So that is the new friends they have. So Cassie, what do you think about the steers?
They're beautiful. Fat. I don't know about sassy, but they're pretty.
Well, I was gonna wait to tell people, but I guess I could go ahead and tell them now. I'm actually gonna be sending one of these steers to Africa, Cassie. Do you believe that? Huh?
Yep.
So we might tell you a little more about it later, but we can't talk a whole lot about the specific person it's going to, but a friend of ours is going on a mission to Africa, and we're going to be selling one of these by the half to 2 different people, and all of that money is going to go to Africa with our friend.
Yeah, the steer will feed 2 local families, and the money that they pay for the meat will go to our friend and his family who's answered the call to go. So we want to do our part, and we always look around and think, how can we help people? What can we do? And Gary said, we got this steer that needs to go to freezer camp. How about we use what we make off that to help our friend?
Yeah.
And then we have 2 friends who was looking to buy half a cow, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Yep, it all worked out. We were kind of pitching the idea around, what we could do. And, with missions, sometimes it can be dangerous to disclose all the information about who's going where. And so we thought it would just be easier to just sell the halves right out to somebody here and then just send the money on its way rather than doing any kind of a giveaway or drawing or hyping it up too much. So I'm happy that they are going to feed families locally and also helping out with a good cause. So
yeah.
So
like Gary said, in the past, we've done something like this, and we allowed you guys to buy tickets to win the beef, and it always went to a good cause. But this time, we feel like it's just better all the way around. We already found the people, and what they pay for it will go to our friend. Yep.
So the way we finish these steers out is they are grass-fed, grain finished. So they have been on grass, and they're actually on grass their entire life. They'll never be off of grass. They're not standing in a feedlot. They still have this whole 2-acre pasture to graze, but they get all the hay they want, which means they're still eating grass behind me, but now they get heavier grain the last 60 days of their lives, just to make sure that they get the right amount of fat content and the steaks are actually marbling and not just no fat.
Yeah, the people who haven't done that didn't like the taste of their meat, unless you just it's kind of makes a gamey taste. So
there's the attitude I was talking about. He gives them warnings.
So this is how we prefer doing our steers. It's how we like our meat, and it makes an amazing steak.
Yep. All right, so I've got my gorilla card. I didn't want the steer stepping on it. I wasn't worried about the donkeys and alpacas necessarily, but when you weigh 1,200 pounds, one step can be pretty much the end of it. So you will see that they're fine together, but Benny does have a little bit of attitude as far as the alpacas getting too close to him, which, if you're a donkey and somebody walks in with a neck that's like 4 times longer than yours, you're probably going to be worried about it too, Cassie.
Yeah, so we brought the alpacas in here away from their lady friends, so they could get a break from their male friends. So
Cassie spread that out, and that feeder's long enough that they all should be able to eat. If you want to save just a little bit, Cass, I've got another bucket over here that we can put Benny's in. Here, Benny.
Come here.
And separating it like that does help out. So now they're not going to fight over food, at least. Benny's a good guy, isn't he, Cass?
Yep.
You got lucky with him.
People were asking if Faith had a cross, and I was telling them since her body's so small it's hard to see, But you can see here on Benny, he's spotted and he has a cross. So also, when I was looking up donkey stuff, they're talking about white donkeys with gray spots are different than gray donkeys with white spots. I feel like he is a gray donkey with white spots. Looking at Faith, which is hard to tell right now, but she looks like she might be a white donkey with gray spots. So I think that's two different things, but that's what I'm going to ask those people this weekend at the sale that know about donkeys.
Well, Cassie's one heck of a farmhand, feeding animals, dragging poo out of the pen. But she is going to have to go to school in just a little bit, and I'm going to have to get to work on one of our hydrants. So one of our water hydrants has failed us. It has started leaking, and water was kind of coming up out of the ground. The ground was looking dark, and I don't know if it's something to do with this drought, the ground or something, but I'm going to find out. I got to dig it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go walk around and look at everybody, and then I need to go in, fold some clothes, and head to school.
All right. I don't know what happened in Oklahoma, but it's like a heat wave came through. It's now 86 degrees, way too hot. So I went ahead and put on my long sleeves, my big hat, because I'm gonna be outside for a minute. But I was gonna show you guys right over here, our house, we have a shutoff valve. That shutoff valve comes off our main supply line going to the house, and it shuts off any outside hydrants. So anytime we do have one of our water hydrants that goes bad or needs to be repaired, we can shut it off. So we have one out here by the sheep pen, and then we have another outside hydrant, frost-free hydrant, out here by the donkeys and the colder and whatever you want to call that. That's the donkey water right now. But the problem is this hydrant is leaking. So a few days back, I came out here, and this little hole right here was full of water, and we haven't had rain in like 3 weeks. So I knew we had a problem. So now it's time for me to start digging. I want to dig it up. This one is only about 18 inches deep. That's about the frost line here. So I know everybody that installs a water hydrant probably does it differently, and I want to show you guys kind of what I do or what I've done in the past. It's worked pretty well for me as far as if somebody runs into the hydrant, it keeps it solid. A couple things you can do: drive a T-post down beside it, or I usually pour just one sack of concrete around the base. So I just form up like a 12 by 14, 12 by 12 little area and pour a little concrete. And the only reason I do that is to keep it solid from moving side to side. Well, whenever you go to pull a hydrant, you do have to break off that concrete. But a couple licks with my wrecking bar and it is loose. So I'll show you guys once it gets broken up. You can just pull the concrete right off, just like that. So you can see there's half of it right there. And again, now this is basically trash. That hydrant has held great for, let's see, 2018 till now, 6 or 7 years. So until we've developed some kind of a leak down towards the bottom. So now I've got the concrete off, I gotta get to digging. Not the fun part, probably the worst part. So most of the time, I don't even remember what I ate for lunch yesterday. And I'm not surprised, I don't remember doing this, but apparently I put a barrier around the rock. So whenever, these have a weep hole where the water weeps down. Well, I put a barrier of paper or fabric paper, kind of like garden paper, around the rocks to keep the dirt. So I did that to keep the dirt from going down and filling in that weep hole area where the rocks are. So, maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. I'm interested to see what's wrong with this hydrant and why it's not working. So I got it all dug up, and now's the time. Oh, look at that frog. Man, he's a big one. Off he goes. time to see exactly what the problem is. So I'm actually gonna use the camera, the GoPro. I'm gonna set it up down here to see where I can get a good view while I go turn the water on. So let me get you guys situated here. And like I said, I'm gonna go turn the water on, let you guys take a look from the top down, see if you can see where the problem is. Here we go. Well, I don't see anything spewing out. The water's on. Wonder what the deal is. Pretty sure this is a straight line. I'm trying to remember where it came from when I ran it. I don't see anything coming out. Still can't see exactly where it's at though. I'm getting a little bit of water flow. I think it's coming. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. So you guys see that? It's where the PEX pipe right there meets the connection. So there's an elbow, a copper elbow, and it's right there. So I found the problem. I saw exactly where it was leaking out. It's when I moved the pipe, just a tiny little bitty squirt came out. Usually PEX connections have been really good for me. So I've got, my entire house is done in PEX, but a water hydrant takes on a lot more abuse because it's always constantly in the outside temperatures. It's going up and down. It has water hoses connected to it that are running to the garden, to the water trough. And so they just take more abuse. So it looks like I have a bad connection right there at the bottom of the hydrant. I mainly wanted to get this up today, dug up, because we have church tonight and I planned on fixing it tomorrow. So let me think. I gotta think about this for a second. Probably what I'll do is cut the PEX pipe right there. I'll shorten it up about, probably just an inch, and move the hydrant over about an inch and get a new connector, a new barb connector, put it there and clamp it back and see if it lasts another 7 years. So I know what the problem is. I'll bring you guys along as I get it fixed. Not sure if it'll be today or tomorrow. So I just finished the chores up and I am going to unplug my power bank. This one I think it's only at 21%, but that's okay. I'll come and put it back on the charger, and we're charging everything up. We went on the camping trip, and I know we get a lot of heat sometimes from power banks and promoting them and this and that, but guess what? We use them all the time, and now that we have a schoolie camper, we use them a lot, and it's really awesome to be able to have power anywhere you need it, wherever you need it. Say for right now, I need power to cut that pipe, and there's no power within reach. So the best thing for me to do, grab a power bank, turn it on, and just like that, I have power. And just that easy, I got it cut off. So let's go take a look at this and see what the problem is. Well, I got a little help here from my farm cat, Mr. Jingles, and I'll try to show you guys what the problem is. So this is the elbow that screws into the bottom of the hydrant, And I don't know if you guys can see this. Mr. Jingles wants to lick me. He's a weird cat. It's okay. But if you can see that, it's kind of turned into an oval, kind of flattened down. So I don't know if that is what caused my problem in my leak. But this is the PEX pipe, and it goes over it like this. Yes, Mr. Jingles, you can help. It goes over it like this. Hey, you can't scratch on the camera though. Hey, it's not acceptable, okay? Cats, they think they own the world. They think they run the world. It's our world. No, wait, it's their world. We just live in it. We're thankful that you let us live in your world, Mr. Jingles. Thank you. Dogs, on the other hand, they think that you hung the moon. They love you. They'll do anything for you. Cats, they're just like, are you still here? You're a human. Why are you important? All right. So what I'm wondering is if, since this sets right against the ground, right here, this goes down against the ground, maybe, and then this PEX pipe is under it, maybe that caused that to kind of oval flatten down and flatten out. That's what I'm thinking. So anytime I fix something, I want to try to fix it to where I don't have to go back in and fix it again. So what I'm going to try to do is get a fitting, and this is a good copper fitting, but I'm going to try to get a fitting that has some kind of a leg down here to it, something that comes down further and then comes out. So maybe a T with a cap on it instead of an elbow like this. Put that at the bottom of my hydrant, and maybe then it has something solid to set on. Then this comes out and it won't have pressure flattening that out. So it happens though, sooner or later you're gonna get a leak somewhere, and when you go back and fix it, you got to fix it right. So I want to go to the parts store. Let me see what you got right here, Jingles. I think you just got into some kind of a cockabur or something. Hey, don't bite me. Don't bite me. I don't want to get attacked by my cat. I'm gonna go to the parts store tomorrow, go to town, see if I can get everything to fix it. And when I do, I'll show you. So maybe you won't make the same mistake I do, and you won't be digging up your faucet in 6 or 7 years after you put it in the ground. So this is the next day, and I have my replacement finished. So I'll show you guys. This is the old fixture that went into the bottom of the faucet, and this is the new one. So now we have that same 3/4 inch PEX coming out, only we have a solid leg for the faucet to stand on, and hopefully that will make all the difference when it comes time to not leaking. We'll see. This morning I had a meeting with the 111 project, and over at Pryor, Oklahoma. What they do is they take the people of foster care that's in need, meaning the foster families, and they vet out their needs by the foster care workers, child welfare worker, or whatever you want to call it. DHS is what it's called here in Oklahoma, Department of Human Services. But they take requests from the DHS workers, they put it into a portal called the Care Portal, and then churches, local individuals, and people can log into the Care Portal, see what those needs are, and meet those needs. So the needs have been vetted by the workers, and I am going to be a representative for our church in being able to hopefully get our local congregation to meet the needs of people in foster care. The Bible commands for us as Christians to take care of the orphans and the widows, and that's what we want to do. And so I had a meeting for a couple hours this morning with them, all about getting initiated into the Care Portal, and our church taking that pledge to be able to help meet those needs. And again, I'm volunteering to be kind of the point person to oversee that interaction. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited that we can do something else with foster care and be able to contribute in another way. Everybody can do something. I know not everybody's called to foster. Not everybody can be a foster home. At some point in life, it's not going to work out for you, but everybody can do something. And that's what we want to stress to our church and our community, is be able to help those in the time of need when they're needed. So right now though, I'm going to go install this, and I'll probably have to dig out a little bit on the hole to be able to get my crimpers down there. I'll show you crimping it, but get this installed. It should only take a couple minutes once I have the hole big enough. All right, I think we've got everything ready, and you can see these crimpers take quite a bit of real estate to get something crimped. So I had to make my hole a little bit bigger to make that. So I'm gonna put them down here. And then we have this. I'll show you guys how this kind of goes together. So we go right in there. We have our fitting made. Now, crimp it together. All right. So got that held tight. All right, we have it crimped. Take our tool out, and just like that, one snap of the crimping tool, your connection's made. And now I'm gonna go turn the water on, which it's been really annoying the last few days to have to turn the water off, turn the water on. Every time you do chores, before you can have water, you have to come turn the water back on. So I'm gonna get rid of that annoyance right now, hopefully. Also gonna be doing some work on this privacy fence area in the next few days. I'm excited about that because it needs it. All right, let's turn our water on. And we'll go check for leaks. So one thing I like to do is leave the hole uncovered for a couple of days to detect any leaks, try to see if there's any leaks. And then if there's not any leaks, then fill it back in and go back with life as normal. So water is on, fingers crossed, say a prayer. It looks dry. It should have water to it now. And to make sure, I'm gonna go ahead and connect a hose and run some water through it. I need to fill the water up for the donkeys anyway. So we're gonna do that next. Turn it on. And then when I do turn the water off, it will shoot water back down. Well, hello, girl. Hi, Faith. How are you? So it appears everything is good on that. I'm gonna leave it off though for at least 2 days so I can watch that hole, leave the water on, and make sure that all of my new connections are watertight. A lot of times that galvanized pipe, sometimes the threads on them are a little harder to seal. So fingers crossed they got sealed up good, but if not, it should be easy to repair now. I already have the hole dug. That's the hard part. So we'll catch up with Cassie before we end the video. I know she has something exciting coming up this weekend. If she hasn't already told you about it, she'll tell you about it right now. So I told you that Cassie has something really big planned for her weekend. What is it, Cass?
It's my Super Bowl weekend. So I love me some football, and I love watching the Super Bowl, but even more, I love the exotic auction that is just right down the road from us.
So twice a year.
Fall and spring.
Fall and spring, Cassie goes to this sale, and a lot of times you guys will see Eddie Family Farm there, Lori, and
Grounds
family, and
Lori with LG Homestead, and you never know.
You never know. You'll see sometimes Sean or Bo shows up. Kevin's been there. A lot of people.
Chestnut Hills came all the way from Alabama last time.
Yeah. So hotbed for new animals, and Cassie says she's got everything she needs right now.
I mainly just like to sit and watch and fellowship with our friends.
Okay, so there you go. She doesn't have any plans to buy anything, but you never know, do you?
You never know what might happen.
So thankfully though, we did get to have a good dinner with our friends tonight. So you guys stay tuned for some of our next Walker Farm Fan videos coming up. You'll definitely see a little bit of this and that, but you will not see a whole lot of recording at the auction itself because they have signs up everywhere that says do not record.
Yeah, a lot of times they say don't record, but they don't really enforce it. But today they had more signs up, is what everyone that was there told me. So we're going to honor that. So you won't see videos from us from the auction, but when we're eating or different things like that, we might take you along.
Yeah, try to respect privacy when we can and people's wishes. So there you go. But as far as catching up with the walkers, we do try to share prayer requests tonight. While we were having dinner, towards the end of dinner, we got a bad report from Lori. She was on her way home and there was a really bad motorcycle incident.
Yeah, so be praying for the family of the motorcycle rider. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. There were other cars involved, but the other people weren't injured from what Lori could tell. But just be praying for the family who has lost a loved one.
Yeah, and as always, leave your prayer requests down in the comments. Others can read over those and encourage you hopefully as well. But we thank you guys for taking time out of your day to catch up with us. We hope you have a great day and God bless.
Love you guys.